Welcome to Bariatric Expert, the podcast that delves deep into the world of bariatric surgery and nutrition. I'm your host, Sherry Burke, a registered holistic nutritionist with a specialization in bariatric nutrition. I've been working closely with bariatric clients since 2008, helping them navigate their journey towards a healthier and more fulfilling life. Whether you're considering bariatric surgery, have already undergone the procedure, or are simply interested in learning more about this transformative field, this podcast is for you. So hi. In today's episode, we have the pleasure of introducing Lindsey Love. She's a clinical liaison and an EMT at Awowi Health and Rehabilitation Center in Homedale, Idaho. To give you a bit of background, Lindsey underwent a gastric sleeve procedure in 2016, later opted for revision surgery to the gastric bypass in 2023. Actually, just a few months ago, because we're here in 2023 right now. I facilitated both weight loss procedures for her. So I've known Lindsey for quite a few years, and I'm really happy to have her today in the podcast. So Lindsey, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you for having me.
I think we've known each other now. It's been, 7 years?
7 years. Yep.
7 years.
7 years.
I remember the first time meeting you, getting things set up for you in Tijuana. And your first surgery was the gastric sleeve, right?
It was the gastric sleeve, yep, and it was at the clinic.
That's right, at the smaller clinic. Now we're in a bigger place. Exactly, quite a dramatic difference, right?
Yes, very much.
Let me ask you a little bit about your job. I was really nervous to pronounce. What is it? Hawaii?
Hawaii. Like Hawaii, but Hawaii.
See, I should have practiced that. I was like, how do I say that? So you're a clinical liaison. What is that, Lindsey?
What that is basically I am the liaison between the building and the hospitals for admissions. So I review all the medical records on patients. I go visit with patients in the hospitals. I make sure that we're appropriate. And if we're not appropriate, then I get them to maybe one of our sister facilities. But that's my main job, is just that liaison between the hospitals and the home health agencies and us.
The concept of bariatric revision surgery, because I also have a lot of people that ask me, what is the revision? So this refers to a secondary procedure performed after any initial weight loss surgery. So it could have been, for example, a lap band to gastric sleeve, or a gastric sleeve to mini gastric bypass, or full gastric bypass, or duodenal switch. It could be the revision of gastric bypass, just redoing the gastric bypass. So while the first surgery may initially be effective, some patients encounter challenges along the way, like not reaching their weight loss goal, or experiencing a regain, whether small or large, or for encountering health complications like severe acid reflux. So this surgery, the aim of the revision is to address the issues and provide a fresh start towards getting better health. Lindsey, can you share your personal experience with your revision surgery and why you chose to undergo it after your original sleeve in 2016?
Sure, yeah. So I had the sleeve in 2016. As far as weight loss goes, I had very, very good results with it. I lost about 70 pounds, which is what I was looking to lose. However, I had severe acid reflux. Pretty much just a few months after my surgery, and I was taking 80 milligrams of omeprazole a day. I had talked to my doctor several times, and she was very concerned about the amount of time I'd been on the omeprazole. And so she had recommended a couple of years ago to possibly look at switching over to a gastric bypass as being the solution. And at the time, I really hadn't had any weight regain, and so I was a little bit nervous about doing that. But I did keep the weight off for about 6 years. And then about a little over a year ago, I went through just a lot of life changes. I went through a divorce. My youngest was starting a senior year, just all the emotional things. And I turned to food again, and I had about a 35-pound regain. And so that's when I really started looking at doing the revision to the gastric bypass. And my acid reflux was just completely out of control. It was waking me up nightly, causing me to vomit, and it was just really bad. So I reached out to Sherry and I said, what are my options? And she went through everything with me, and I did some research online, and I talked to a couple people through the Facebook group that had done it, and decided that that was my best option. And so March 1st, 2023, that's when I went back to Tijuana and was revised.
Do you have any permanent damage from the acid reflux, or do you feel like you caught it on time?
I think I do have a little bit. I did have an endoscopy done about 2 years ago because my reflux was so bad, and they did say that I had some scarring. They did, diagnose me obviously with reflux, and there just wasn't a whole lot that they could do besides doing the bypass. But yes, I do have a little bit. I do think that I caught it before it was too bad, but I definitely do have some scarring.
At this point in time, your acid reflux is better. Do you take any proton pump inhibitors or PPIs, or that's it? You're done?
I'm done. I take nothing, and my acid reflux is 100% gone. 100%.
Did you find that that your acid reflux was better from when you woke up after surgery, or did it take a few days, or how was that?
I would say within a couple weeks, I started noticing the big difference. Although really, I haven't had much reflux at all. I think I maybe had it 1 or 2 times. But yeah, it was almost instantly. And yeah, I haven't had it.
How's your weight loss been after your gastric bypass?
I've lost 31 pounds today.
Oh, are you at your goal weight right now?
I'm about 5 pounds away from where I want to be.
Amazing. So you had your surgery in March. So March, April, May, June. So we're talking 4 months and you're at your goal weight. You must feel so much better.
I feel much, much better. The only regret I have is that I didn't do the revision sooner.
Right.
I was thinking about it for a while, but yeah, no, I feel amazing. And then my partner that went with me to have the surgery done, he had the gastric sleeve done at the same time as I had my bypass done, and he's down 50 pounds.
I remember. So Russell's your partner, and you and Russell, you tell Russell, I'm going for the revision, and Russell's going along like your surgery partner, and then he decides, you know what, I want to have the surgery too. That's how it happened, right?
Yep.
How's he doing?
He's doing great. He's down 50 or 51 pounds today. Feels amazing. Lowest he's ever been in his adult life. Lowest weight. He's a life flight medic, and so it was important for him to lose that weight because of the weight limits in the aircraft, and the patients coming in are getting bigger, and he needed to lose that weight. So it's completely affected his whole world, and he's so happy he had it done.
Is it something that he was thinking about for a while, or he just decided, no, this is something that might work for me?
Yeah. He heard my story about gastric sleeve, and kind of was just into it at that point and decided to go forward with it.
I'd like to ask you about your recovery, the differences between the gastric sleeve. Now, there is a lot of years between the sleeve and the gastric bypass.
Right.
So there's an age thing as well. The younger we are, generally, the better and faster we recover. How did you find the recovery between the sleeve and the bypass?
I actually found it very similar. I was maybe a little bit sore in my stomach area for a few more days, but I took the same amount of time off work, which was a little under a week. But I have a desk job for the most part. I did take some time off as an EMT, obviously, because I couldn't lift patients. But no, for the most part, I found it very, very similar.
I mean, are you looking to get more into exercise? Are you looking to get more into cooking? What excites you about what's coming up besides the fact you're almost at your goal weight?
Yes. That's definitely the most exciting. It's
I
fun
agree.
To, go shopping again, and all my clothes in my closet fit me again, which is just so much fun. It's so much more fun to get ready for work when everything fits you and you feel good and you look good. But yeah, I mean, I would love to start working out more. They're opening a gym here in my little town in the fall, and so I plan on joining that. And I've been really searching some healthier recipes for the foods that I love, just healthier versions of them, and that's what I've been doing. And I'm enjoying eating again. I had kind of just gotten out of control again, and I wasn't feeling good, and I had a lot of guilt every time I ate, and that's all gone. And just mentally, I feel good.
You have that weight lifted from your shoulders.
I do.
Plus, you could eat now because you don't hurt every time that you eat. And let's talk about those proton pump inhibitors. What happens is it puts out the hydrochloric acid in your stomach, and then you eat, and then you can't digest your food, and then you get acid reflux, and then you eat again, but you have no hydrochloric acid, and then you get acid. It's like this vicious circle that goes around and around, and it's so frustrating. It's so hard to get off those medications once you get on them. What do you think are some misconceptions or concerns that others may have about revision surgery or about bariatric surgery, and how do you think you can address those?
I think a lot of when people talk about the revision, I think that they automatically think, oh, I failed, or, I was inadequate in my weight loss, or whatever the reason may be. And I think sometimes that we just need extra tools. Maybe we've done well, but, we need that extra tool. Or, sometimes we all lose weight differently, and we all have different journeys. And, what may work for one may not work for the other. And maybe the sleeve worked okay, but it doesn't work as good as the bypass would work. And so, I don't think there's anything wrong with revising that and doing what's best for you and what's best for your goals. And for me, revision surgery too, I was actually talking about doing the mini gastric bypass. But once I actually got to Tijuana and talked with Dr. Verbunen, and kind of told him my story, he really sat down with me and explained the differences and explained to me why he felt the Roux-en-Y gastric bypass was better than the mini gastric bypass for me. And so even me, going into it, I had different thoughts on what my revision was going to be. And once I got there and actually sat down with Dr. Verbunen, and he helped me make the best medical choice for me. And I'm so thankful that I did. And I'm so thankful that I did the revision, and that I'm living this lifestyle where not only do I look great, but I feel great, and I'm not living with this acid reflux day in and day out.
Right. And you get to shop. You get to shop in your closet again too. Don't forget about that.
Exactly. Yep. Everything fits. Yay!
That's right. And thanks a lot for being so active in the group and being so willing to share your story, because what you said was really important, that people have to realize it doesn't mean that you failed. It just, like I like to tell people, we're biochemical individuals. What works for some people doesn't necessarily work for others. Sometimes there's life situations that come up. There's deaths in the family. There's changing of jobs. There's getting pregnant. I see it all the time after bariatric surgery as well.
Yeah.
And sometimes revision is the right route. Now, if you have a 10-pound regain, we're not going to talk about revision, right?
Right.
But I mean, you have a 35-pound regain, but first and foremost, you're experiencing extreme acid reflux, and revision surgery might be exactly what you need. Lindsey, I want to thank you so much for sharing your story and your insights on bariatric revision surgery. It's a very popular topic. Your journey exemplifies the importance of finding a right path for long-term success and improving your health and well-being.
Yes, I agree. I'm so thankful I did it. I think I thank God every day that I made that choice.
So I want to also thank our listeners for joining us on this episode of Bariatric Expert. Stay tuned for more informative conversations in the world of bariatric surgery and everything related to bariatric nutrition. If you're hearing this message, you listen to our episode all the way to the end. And for that, I thank you. We hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you did, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Share this episode with your friends. That's all for today. Healthy hugs, and I'll be back soon. Oh, and if you want to learn more about our show today, purchase bariatric vitamins or bariatric recipe guides, you can head to the website bariatricfoodexpert.com or just download the app Bariatric Expert. Thank you. Healthy hugs.